chains yesterday, and now we're learning that scientists and researchers are looking at how to change the weather on purpose. That's right. Lasers now could one day manipulate rain and lightning. CBS This Morning contributor Michio Kaku is a physics professor at City College of New York. Professor, nice to see you. Extraordinary seeing Al Gore and Bill Clinton there together with Charlie, wasn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Yeah, they did not get into this discussion, though. But it is fascinating. I mean, lasers, really? To change the weather?
That's right. Well, as Mark Twain once famously said, everyone complains about the weather, but no one ever does anything about it. Well, instead of doing a rain dance, we physicists are firing trillion-watt lasers into the sky to actually precipitate rain clouds and actually bring down lightning bolts. This is potentially a game changer.
But this is experimental.
It's experimental. However, in the laboratory so far it works. When you have water vapor and you have dust particles or ice crystals, you can precipitate rain. It condenses around the seeds. These seeds can also be created by laser beams. By firing trillion-watt lasers, you rip apart the electrons, creating what are called ions, and these ions act like seeds, like dust particles, bringing down rain and even lightning.
Go ahead.
Well, this fascinates me in part because, too, I remember reading the stories that China had used this during the Olympics, that the USSR had used this after Chernobyl to create rain clouds. I mean, did those really work then? We have some of these capabilities now?
Inconclusive. Even in the 60s, the CIA used this to bring down monsoons during the Vietnam War, to wash out the Viet Cong. Governments have been playing with this thing.
Alleged to.
Alleged to, right.
Yeah.
Now, we realize that for decades now, these governments have been alleged to have experimented with weather control, but nothing conclusive. This time we're bringing in the laws of physics rather than simply waving our hands and uttering mumbo-jumbo. We're actually using trillion-watt lasers now. And in the laboratory, sure enough, they precipitate rain out of water vapor. Sure enough, you can actually bring down electricity down the beam.
So what does it mean for drought areas that need to have rain for crops? And if they don't have them, there's the consequences of famine.
Well, the bad news is if it's a clear blue sky, it's not going to do anything at all because it only takes water vapor that's already in the air and condenses it. However, for floods, for agriculture, farmers, for people planning wedding parties, football games, you name it, outdoor events and agriculture and flooding and even hurricanes, all of them could be subject to weather modification.
Incredibly interesting, Professor.
All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Harakwa Kodash. Double honor to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and blessing to the hopeful elect and Israelite foreign scattered abroad. And the video you just saw, it was a new broadcast. I think that video was from like maybe 3 years ago, maybe a little longer. But the point of the matter is they had a guy on there, a physicist, that spoke about the HARP technology that Esau and his military has. Okay, on your screen right here, HARP stands for High Frequency Active Auroral Research Program. Okay, now Esau using this HARP program to bring weather, the weather conditions that they see fit to happen on the planet Earth. And it's highly believed back in 2009 when that deadly earthquake hit Haiti and destroyed Haiti, they used their HARP technology to do it. I also believe in New Orleans, and most recently, a lot of people believe in that, the events that took place this past week in the state of Texas, where they froze Texas over, HARP technology was used in that as well. Because Texas don't really get cold weather. It gets cold, but for snow, they don't get snow like that. And they set all kind of records, okay? And in this video, I'm going to read an article showing why, Esau would want to do something like that to the state of Texas, because the state of Texas is actually trying to secede from the United States and become their own independent or come up independent from Babylon, okay? They also have their own power grid, so they're not dependent on the rest of the U.S. power grid, okay? But Esau is known to, work his magic, on the left-hand side and creating storms and all kind of tempests. And as you see in the video, what he say? He said in the 1960s, Matter of fact, I'm just let him say it again.
We have some of these capabilities now?
Inconclusive. Even in the 60s, the CIA used this to bring down monsoons during the Vietnam War to wash out the Viet Cong. Governments have been playing with this thing.
Alleged to.
Alleged to, right.
Yeah.
Now, we realize that for decades now, these governments have been alleged to have experimented with weather control, but nothing conclusive. This time we're bringing in...
So, as you see in the video, he said it since the 1960s, you know, they've been using weather modification to bring down monsoons in the Vietnam War. So that was, 50, 60 years ago? So, of course, the technology has increased by leaps and bounds since then. But you see, the Sheetamite, she gonna say, well, allegedly, when she just previously said that it was believed that China and Russia had used it during the Olympic Games, but when you start talking about Babylon, she won't say, oh, allegedly. No, it ain't no allegedly, okay? It's a well-known fact, you know, they spraying chemtrails all throughout the sky. You got Bill Gates trying to block out the sun. So Esau, you know, they got a God complex that, you know, they want to control everything, but little did they realize they're being used by the Most High on the left-hand side to accomplish his goals on the earth, okay? Okay. Esau has a God complex. This man think he basically is good. This 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. Matter of fact, let me change this. Hold on. Okay, I wanted to change to the blue letter Bible so I can look up some definition. But this 2 Thessalonians 2 and 3. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there'll come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition. That man of sin is who? Esau Edom, okay, the so-called white man. Okay, let's look at that word for perdition. Okay, Esau is the master of disaster. Okay, perdition. He's the son of perdition, destroying, utter destruction, vessel. 2, a perishing, ruin, destruction. Okay, B, destruction which consists of eternal misery in hell. And Esau is excellent at that, okay. The master of disaster, Esau Edom started from the top. Verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come, except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin, Esau, be revealed, the son of perdition, so the son of utter destruction, misery which consists of eternal hell. Okay. Verse 4, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, and that is worshipped, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So Esau has a real God complex. You know, he's the only one who painted his images as the Most High. Okay, the angels, you know, little Edomite babies. You know, you go type in Moses, you're going to see Charleston Heston. Okay, you're going to, you know, he got a real God complex. You know, that's why Job 29 and 24 say, matter of fact, let me just grab it. Job 9 and 24. I don't want to butcher it. The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covereth the faces of the judges thereof. Okay, and the judges are the prophets. Starting with the Most High, the prophets, Moses. You look up King David, who you going to see? An Edomite. You're not going to see the so-called melanated, so-called black man, the Israelite man. You're going to see Esau, even they painted their pictures over our judges, okay? The earth is given into the hand of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? So the white man and the goddamn devil, please let us know, because we want to know if it ain't the white man. But, you know, it's obvious who the son of perdition, the man of sin is. Okay, he covered the faces of the judge. And the ultimate judge is Yahweh Shai. And he's bold enough to commit that act of blasphemy, saying that he is God, as the previous verse stated. You know, he sit in the places of God. Verse 4, who opposes and exalted himself above all that is called God, or that is worship, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, show himself that he is God. Now tell me that ain't arrogant as hell. Okay, this is highly arrogant. Okay, real arrogant. Okay, now check out this article. It's one of many, I suggest, you can go in and type in, text it in your Google and, just read up on it. But I'm just going to go over it just to show, give you some insight of what's going on. And the title of this article is Representative Who Filed Texas Bill Clears Up What It Means. So Texas is actually the state of Texas is trying to become an independent from the United States. Okay, and Esau, Edom, the elites, they're not having that. They want you on their grid, under their control. Okay. San Antonio, a lawmaker has proposed legislation that would allow Texans to vote on becoming an independent republic. Okay. Representative Kyle Bitterman, the author of the bill, returned our call. We covered a lot of ground. Here's what he had to say about the bill and about his experience in the Washington, D.C. day of the insurrection. So this the Edomite right here who filing for, who came up with the bill for Texas to become independent, okay? The referendum for Texas independence proposed by State Representative Kyle Bitterman out of Fredericksburg. There's a lot of misunderstanding about my bill. It's not a bill for Texas. Secession is what the media and so many other people are reporting. Bitterman said to us, this is a bill to let Texans vote on the future of Texas. Okay, journal right here. You're saying this is not a bill that will ultimately allow for a discussion of secession. Simone Diablo asked the representative. Well, of course it will ultimately, but that's a 5-year plan at least. Bitterman said, and who does not want to have a discussion about the future of our country and future of our state? So basically, in a nutshell, Texas is trying to break off from the United States, and that's why, Joe Biden was saying a few months ago it's going to be a dark winter and all that, because they had this in the plans in the works. Okay, they basically, destroying Texas. Texas is a red state, and I was online. I was looking at a few other videos, and they were showing how people are saying, on Edomites, it's good for Texas. That's what they get for voting for Trump and, trying to be independent. So the elite don't want Texas to be independent. They have their own power grid. And, they sent this freeze through their HARP technology to basically destroy Texas, okay? Because you got to think, they're talking about they having rolling blackouts, they're talking about people using too much power. Like one of the brothers was saying, in the summertime, everybody, I've been to Texas before, and Texas is no joke. Back as a teen, I had a football camp down in Texas, and I mean, 8 o'clock in the morning, it's like 98 degrees. So, like he was saying, people got their air on blast full 24/7. But all of a sudden now the power grid's down. Come on, man. People ain't buying it no more. Okay, but Joe Biden did say it would be a dark winter. It would be a dark winter, and this is what they're talking about. It's just the beginning of things. So I personally do believe that Texas was under attack from HARP technology. Like you seen the guy at the beginning of the video said in the 1960s, they used it in the Vietnam War to cause a monsoon. So like I said, this old technology, and I also believe, among other people believe that they also used this in the earthquake in Haiti. Okay, but it's all Bible prophecy. But like I was saying, go look up the text and you'll find plenty more articles and giving different points of views about, why, Texas, first of all, wanted to secede from America and become its own independent state. And why, the elites, the powers that be, the so-called Edomites in power, don't want that to happen. Okay. But it's all basically fulfilling Bible prophecy. Because, in the last days and these times, you're going to have Edomite against Edomites. Okay, as we saw with the so-called insurrection, when they took over and stormed the state capitol last month, that's just one of many things. You had the Charleston riots last year before last. You got the Proud Boys. You got Black Lives Matter, and, it's nothing but Edomites destroying stuff, you know. So this Isaiah 19, I'm going to start at verse 2. And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and the modern day Egyptians are you Edomites, okay? And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Okay, like I was saying, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing Proud Boys and all these Edomites, man, they coming against each other. They fighting. Okay. Verse 3, and the spirit of Egypt, talking about America, shall fail in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof, and they shall seek to the idols and to the charmers and to them that have familiar spirits and the wizards. So basically Esau witchcraft ain't working no more. They realize they have a short time. No, Satan ain't answering them on the left-hand side no more. They're getting flustered. They got Operation Warp Speed, so they see the time is short, okay? But basically, they doing all this on the left-hand side, you know, because Esau Edom is the sword of the Most High, okay? And the Most High, even if they are using HARP technology, it's still the Most High that's making them do this by putting the thought in their mind, because, you know, the King heart is in the hand of the Most High, okay? So it's still the Most High, you know, doing all this, but he's just using Esau Edom as his whipping stick to get this accomplished on earth. Okay, that's what they were created for, wickedness. Okay, this Job 33. Okay, it's to show how Esau Edom is under control of the Most High. Okay, Job 33 and 15. In a dream, in a vision of the night, when deep sleep falleth upon men, and slumbers upon their bed. So it's saying when you deep sleep and you having that dream at night, okay, verse 16, then he opened the ears of men and sealeth their instructions. Verse 17, that he may withdraw man from his purpose and hide pride from man. So when you go to sleep at night, the Most High seal your instructions and mission for the next upcoming days, so forth. So this will take away pride from these men. So Esau is basically doing what the Most High wants him to do. Even if Esau is using a HARP program, he's actually doing the job that the Most High wants him to do. Okay, he's doing the job that the Most High wants him to do. Can't get past that. So Esau's so damn proud, you know, he think he accomplishing everything, but he just being a little puppet for the Most High. Okay, and the Most High finna lead him to his destruction. Okay. This Ecclesiasticus Sirach, verse 13. By his commandment, he maketh the snow fall a place. So, like I was saying, if the Most High didn't want it to snow or ice out Texas, it wouldn't have happened. But by his commandment, he maketh snow to fall a place and sendeth swiftly the lightness of his judgment. Okay, there was judgment he brought down, and there's plenty more judgment finna come down as we know it, okay, in the upcoming days, because a lot of people, 2020 was the worst year, 2021 gonna get better, and little do they know, 2021 finna be a hell of a year. See, 2020, like when you're on a roller coaster, you know, you go to the amusement park, they buckle you in, and you take off, and you go around the little corner on the roller coaster, and you start going up that steep incline, and kick, and you're slowly going up. You can hit a mechanic, you can hear the chains underneath the roller coaster clicking, and you finally get to the top, and you brace yourself. That's what 2020 was. 2021, it's going downhill. You're going on that first big dip, you know, that feeling you get in the bottom of your stomach when you go down that first big dip. Yeah, that's 2021. Okay. So we ain't seen nothing yet. Judgment finna go forth on a highly mass scale, okay? We're gonna see a lot of people around us, a lot of people we know gonna get judged, because essentially you can't tell our people a damn thing. They gotta be shown, and the Most High is definitely the one to show them, okay? Okay, and this right here is judgment going forth. It's out of the New York Post. Texas man freezes to death in recliner amid frigid temperatures. And that's a horrible way to die. Like one of the brothers was saying, we always think about fire when it comes to judgment, but you seem to forget about the ice, the freezing cold. Okay, I mean, imagine just being frozen to death. Okay, a Texas man reportedly froze to death in his recliner amid the freezing temperatures sweeping through the region. The 60-year-old victim, who was not identified, was found dead in his chair on Wednesday after his home in Abilene lost power for 3 days. One of 3 people to die in the city. The man's wife, 72, was taken to the hospital. Okay. Please go check on your neighbors, Abilene resident Josh Casey wrote on Facebook on Thursday. A man froze to death in his recliner yesterday. His wife was beside him, nearly dead. She's in the hospital, still in peril. They had no power. So judgment is going forth day in and day out. Okay, all day, every day. Okay, this is Zephaniah 3, going to start at verse 5. The just Lord Yahweh is in the midst thereof. He will not do iniquity. Every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. And that man dying in that recliner, that was judgment. Okay, among plenty of other people got judged in this storm, and a lot of people gonna get judged upcoming. Okay, every morning doth he bring his judgment to light. He faileth not. Okay, but the unjust knoweth no shame. So judgment is going forth every morning, man. And we all know Lord brings the issue of life and death. Okay, what I'm looking for. It's Isaiah 29, study verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord Yahweh of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm, snowstorms, and tempest, and the flame of devouring flower. So this how the Most High, brings forth judgment, and how he visits the earth with his storms and earthquakes and tempests and devouring fires. Okay, that's how judgment is set forth on the earth. It's like this second Esdras 49, 15 and 49. I'm starting at 8:48. Thou hast followed her with her that is hated in all her works and inventions. Therefore saith God. Verse 49. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood. And then that guy who we just read about who froze to death and his wife a widow now. Okay. Widowhood, poverty, famine, sword. Who the sword on the earth? Esau. He used a heart machine to do all this, okay? And pestilence, those are talking about diseases, to waste thy houses with destruction and death. See? Some people just won't get it, man. I'm going to read that again. I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine. And they engineering a famine as we speak. Bill Gates bought up all the farmland. Okay, you can just Google Bill Gates, the biggest owner of farmland in America. And this idiot is talking about creating synthetic beef, which they already been doing on a low scale. What you think we eating at McDonald's? McDonald's not real meat. So they're going to have all kind of fake meat. I saw a video not too long ago where, what's that idiot rapper, 2 Chainz? He eating $150 synthetic chicken nuggets. And he ate one of them. He was like, I don't even taste it. It just melted in my mouth. So, man, can you imagine all the disease and cancer and, disease and all this already running rampant, but when you start introducing all this fake meat, you already got GMOs like crazy, but you finna start just, it's getting to the point where you're not even finna be eating real chicken and beef anymore. I'm pretty sure they're probably gonna keep feeding you pork because we weren't supposed to have that. But it's getting to the point where eating real chicken, even the chicken we eat now is pumped full of steroids and other chemicals, But you're not even going to have that soon if these Edomites and Bill Gates and the elite have their way. Okay? I will send plagues upon thee, widowhood, poverty, famine, sword, and pestilence to waste thy houses with destruction and death. Okay, this second Esdras 16 and 19. I'm going to end it on this one right here. Behold, famine and plagues, tribulation, anguish are sent as scourges for amendment. So the Most High sent these things, and he used his sword, Esau, on the earth through his heart technology and other various means to create these things. Because like I say, he creating a famine. He creating these adverse weather conditions that we have to deal with. And, they are sent as scourges for amendment. So I pray this lesson was found edifying. I want to give all praise and glory to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Shalom.